Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering the second story in Superman 91, The Lazy Man's Best Friend, a story I legitimately hate. Now, there's been a lot of talk on here sometimes from my comments that I'm negative on these stories. It's generally just they're not particularly very strong Superman stories, and I'm not a huge fan of the writing in the Golden Age. I like something with a little more meat. But I do find my fun in what I can find fun in these stories. This story I find despicable for reasons we're about to get into. I think it's pretty emblematic of 1950s thinking that's still with us today. So you see, and you can see it in the title, The Lazy Man's Best Friend, there is this mad scientist criminal type. He goes by Merlin, who's invented some sort of machine that uses kryptonite, but we don't really see the kryptonite. That's supposed to affect something in Superman's brain to cause him to commit crimes. That's not how this goes. When he gets hit with it, he seems to just help people who are being lazy. So, like right away, he creates some sort of soundproof glass dome to set over a sleeping security officer so he can sleep. That kind of thing. And not the best thing to do on the job, but how angry people get with him about this, especially Lois. Lois later on in the story, right, when she comes to pitch a story to Perry about this, she says he's helping undeserving people, very specifically undeserving people. So one of the big moments is hobos are hired to pick wheat, and Superman actually picks the wheat for them, which disgusts Lois. How dare he help a bunch of, down on their luck people coming out of World War II who we don't know what their situation is and why they've ended up this way. And Superman helps them in a job that could be easily replaced by technology in a few years. That farmers barely pay anybody for now, and they're not going to pay anybody for, even if you take away all the nearly free immigrant labor they have. They're not going to pay as much as, say, Americans will want for that job. So good luck with that. But Superman does it for them, and because they didn't put in any work, how dare he? He's worse than Hitler. I mean, Lois gets legitimately so angry that he's helping people who seemingly don't seem to be working. Because how dare the character who helps people help people? And the story is siding with her because it's not Superman doing this out of the love of his heart. I mean, 40 Superman would have done this. The Siegel and Schuster Superman would have done this. He was a communist, and I respect him for that. But not the 50s Truth, Justice, and the American Way Superman, the one that's been taken over by the corporate identity of National Periodical at that time. No, he's not going to be doing that. Hell, sometimes he helps the rich, especially in the era of conformity of the 1950s. This Superman who's already been kind of a massive asshole to people. He never says anything bad about them, but once again, the story is just very angry with him for doing this. But don't worry, it turns out that this machine never worked in the first place, and I'm kind of confused by this. It seems like Merlin was replaced by somebody who was working with cops or federal agents at some point. So the other guys figure this out and kill him. But a lot of it just kind of feels like happenstance at the moment, because Superman sort of mentions Clark mentions he was an agent at the end and that nothing ever worked on Superman. It's one of these stories where they don't clue us in anything, and Clark or Lois has to explain everything very quickly at the end, which is not a great way to end this. It's a lot of telling, not showing. Okay, that is it from Superman 91, The Lazy Man's Best Friend. Do not read this story. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story, either Detective Comics or Batman. Until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to them tomorrow. And Superman can help whoever the hell he wants to help. Who cares? Okay, have a great day.